Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and today I'm going to go over the last part of a long series that I've been doing, going over the concept of whether or not fansubbing is, doing a positive or negative effect on the anime market. And in today's episode, I'm going to cover what the future holds for fansubbing and the anime market itself. Okay, so I'm going to basically begin with a little bit of a recap. So basically, in the beginning, we have started doing these things called fansubs to basically help the translation, getting the translation over to the fans of anime to let them understand what this new medium's all about. And then, of course, with the growth of the anime industry and the popularity of anime, more and more people are able to get into more diverse topics and more different types of fan subs are being occurred. Of course, technology is definitely helping. The fan subbers get their fan subs out faster, better quality. The distribution is getting faster. So basically, what does the future hold for all this with the improvements of technology and how the the marketing and how the commercial side of the anime is going to happen. So basically, we've already with the improvements of the internet realized that the distribution of the anime is going to be basically going through the internet, and basically all of our media and entertainment will be going through pretty much the internet. Okay, so with the faster speed of the internet, we can transfer higher resolution, better quality, but now we can also transfer other types of information. And the other types of information that of course can come along is now obviously things like multiple subtitle tracks, multiple dialogue tracks, commentary, that kind of stuff. Same as you would with a DVD. Now you can get all this in addition to your video content. So basically, if fansubbers are going to continue to do this kind of thing, they're going to have more, lines and more tracks of information. So right now, a lot of these hard fansub type of things are happening, and a lot of people complaining about the screens getting all cluttered up with crap. And for the most part, simplistically speaking, what you want to do is you want to basically convey the meaning of the dialogue and the meaning of the passage without actually cluttering up the screen and trying to detract away from the actual anime. Because for all intents and purposes, we're watching the anime. We're not watching how well you can typeset and format and time subtitles. Okay, so basically, hopefully with the multiple tracks and the multiple subtitle tracks, you can put for example, commentary tracks, supplementary information and that kind of stuff. If you can't do liner notes and that kind of stuff, or include a PDF with things like liner notes and that kind of stuff, then at least you can make an alternate subtitle track with all the information on it. Okay, so that's maybe something that will possibly happen with the advent of things like Google Translate and that kind of stuff. We may be able to come up with a system that will be able to take the language in real time and translate it or put it into subtitle text and that kind of stuff, and have that put onto the screen in form of closed captions or whatever. Have that all done in real time. So we don't even have to wait for the fansubbers to get into the fansubbing and that kind of stuff. We could just pull the direct Japanese feed, and this, the system or program or whatever would be able to translate the dialogue directly and be able to put that onto the screen directly, and or maybe even with Vocaloid or Siri-like translation.
I can't read anything.
Be able to feed back the voices and the translation in a dubbed form. So even that's theoretically possible in the near future. Okay, so now, well, this sounds pretty exciting, and the fact that that will probably do away with fansubbing in general. But it also opens up a little bit of a Pandora's box that now entertainment in general, not just Japanese animation, but like entertainment in general, can be made available to anyone worldwide, regardless of what the language happens to be. Because with this sort of translational utility, you could take something from literally any language or any type of genre and put it out to the mass market. Of course, anime is one of the more things on the forefront. But for example, if you're really bored of American TV with all this reality TV and all this garbage that they put on TV now, and you want to get into more dramas and more different types of films, or more sequential type films, like they haven't been releasing lots of these without the exception of things like Netflix and that kind of stuff, and Amazon Prime, and those that making specialty types of movies or TV series. If you want to try to get into more of those type of series like shows, maybe going overseas to other countries like Japan, maybe you like to see some more Yakuza films or ninja samurai shows or that kind of stuff, or maybe you go over to the Hong Kong and get more of those martial arts movies, or some cop shows, or love romance shows, and that's the stuff. The Koreans are also very good at those sort of romance type stories and fighting stories and whatnot. And of course we go over to China and get all some traditional ancient Chinese type of stories about the Great Wall or the different types of dynasties and that kind of stuff. All of the things are very popular, and of course that's on the Asian side. We can also go over to the European side and see what obviously there's lots of things like the British humor and that kind of stuff, but we can also transfer it to all those different movies over in France and whatnot as well. So theoretically that would open up the entire world market of entertainment in general if we had some sort of universal translating tool optimized for subtitling and that kind of stuff. And again, that is probably not too far in the future for that to happen. So as I said, the whole entire concept of quote fan-subbing may disappear as soon as this is all optimized and the anime industry is obviously going to have to find some different way of getting some kind of revenue streams, because even if this sort of advent happens, the majority of the things that the sales, for example, of anime can't be all done from just sales of DVDs or trying to sell merchandise like CDs and that kind of stuff. You're gonna have to sell something else. You're gonna have to try to do something else in order to make the revenue off of that. I don't know what that may be. Maybe that might be some sort of online participation. Maybe some sort of interaction with an app. Maybe there's a game associated with the anime, so that whatever you do in the game somehow translates into numbers or something for the actual anime. Responses maybe that you do in the game or an app or something will affect the outcome that happens in the anime or something like that. I mean, sure, we are getting a little far away from episodes of Captain Power and those type of things, but I mean, still, there's got to be something else that these companies are going to need to implement to get not only viewership, but you'll also get to capture some sort of revenue from this kind of viewership, because we're not purchasing the anime and purchasing the media like we used to. So again, these old models of how money is earned from anime and that kind of stuff has to change with this modern changes in technology. So, and obviously the modern changes in distribution. So again, I don't know what all these things that they may be able to do, but I mean that's some of the options that they have, and who knows, they'll maybe come up with some more marketing ideas and more ad ideas related to how the distribution and basically how to may work out a contract with some of these major syndications and these online places to distribute anime in that form. The other thing that probably has to change in the future is basically how fandom and the fans' outlook and their expectations of the anime are. I mean, obviously in this newer era of the millennials and that kind of stuff, especially all these people who have actually grown up with anime, there's this sort of entitlement, thinking that, well, we've always had anime, I always should, they have this sort of feeling that they should be entitled to anime because they've always had it, and they've always, grew up with it, knowing that there is anime. They've watched it on TV for free, or, we're in this era of torrents and that kind of stuff, so they thought, okay, well, I'll just download it for free, and everything is, quote, free. But obviously, continually speaking, this model will not work because obviously, these companies can't keep producing things if you're paying nothing or paying, to get this anime. Now, again, there may be something that they can implement, maybe some sort of advertising with YouTube or something, so that when they post the anime on YouTube and you watch a whole bunch of commercials about Tide and Superstore and cars and all this other stuff, that they're getting ad revenue from obviously the advertisers who advertise with YouTube. Maybe that's the way it goes, where the viewer can still view the anime for free, but of course they're getting revenue from the advertisers who advertise within the within your anime. So maybe that's a possible way of doing it. And again, there's some other ways, maybe some app participation or something, or online voting. I don't know, something that hopefully will generate some revenue out of the traffic that the anime has. And again, the companies will have to figure out something for that. But in the meantime, yes, the fans have got to know that or realize that unlike us in the beginning, where we had nothing, and we basically can't take for granted that we actually had all this anime. We actually had to do effort. We actually had to pay money, and we had to do things to get our anime, as opposed to, well, here is the anime, just go out and download it for free, just a bunch of clicks on the keyboard and there you're done, type of thing, right? So I know that's how a lot of the newer generation of millennials have been able to get a lot of these animes. But again, continuing on this trend cannot make the industry grow any larger, grow any better than it already is. Okay, so again, how the fans behave in this situation is going to be quite important on how anime will continue in the future. Like I mentioned in a previous episode, the creators' access and the copyrights and that kind of stuff are getting harder and harder to enforce. And of course, when you put things out on the internet, it's again very, very hard to control. So one of the penances of Fansubbing was that once a commercial version was put out, then you were able to stop distribution and then basically help promote the fact that there is this commercial version out, and stop downloading or distributing the Fansub version and go out and get the commercial version. But again, with the way that the internet is structured, it's very hard to do that. It's hard to shall we say put the toothpaste back into the tube once you've got it out, right? It's very hard to stop something that has gone on that way. Once you put something on the internet, it's very hard to stop all the people that you've given it to stop distributing it or reposting it and re-linking it, re-torrenting it and things like that, and putting up new seeds and all those things like that. So it's really, really difficult to stop all these entrails from reoccurring and reappearing. So again, there might be some sort of new system or whatever that will hopefully alleviate this, and or a new means of distributing anime easily and and without region locking and that kind of stuff, so everyone has that available in all the different areas of the world. I don't know, something like that has to come. Or again, maybe some sort of universal translator will come out, so that the programming comes out in its original language and is distributed all over the world in its original language, and then of course some sort of program or whatever will be able to take that and extract it and calculated and then basically be able to re-subtitle it or redub it in a particular language back out for you. Again, maybe that's the way to get around the licensing fees and that kind of stuff, and basically everything can be then distributed from one local location or one local country. Who knows? But that's the advent of technology, and we'll see what happens in the future. So in summary, the anime industry still has a very strong presence. Okay. I don't think it is going to be as strong as it was in the good, shall we say, heydays or the golden era of anime. But we still will have anime. It may be not as broad as we used to have it. It may not have as many diverse topics as we used to have. May not have, go into those sort of alternative and maybe slightly extraordinary type of stranger stories that step a little bit out of the bounds type of thing. Maybe we won't have so many of those, but definitely we'll still have anime. We'll still have our keystones that have been the money makers and the proven content. We'll have probably more of those. They'll probably have more stock sort of footage and more computer generated CG kind of stuff. To make things a lot easier. I can see the advances in technology going that direction, but definitely with the technology going as fast as it has and the improvements that it has, anime, and not just anime, but all types of foreign entertainment, will be soon come very accessible to everyone worldwide, with the ability to of some sort of kind of universal translator type of device or software out there that will soon allow us to to basically enjoy any type of show from literally any country in your own language or in your own tongue, and then that will definitely widen the choices of what you can view. And again, the people who are basically releasing the anime in the traditional form of, like, say for example, DVDs and that kind of stuff, or even the TV networks who are releasing all the cornstarch crap that's on TV right now. They're going to have to look again at how media and how translations and how what are they playing in other countries that are seemingly popular, and try to figure out how to change their system so that they can keep up with the changes in technology and the changes and the fluctuations of what people's viewing habits are. Okay, so I hope you continue to watch, and if you definitely enjoy this video cast, hit like and subscribe below. I'm going to be doing some more CD reviews coming up, as well as I got another unboxing episode coming up. So again, hit subscribe, hit like, and then you'll get notifications when those come out. All right? So, until next time, see you again.